So continuing from the last video, the next operation which we are about to see is value underscore counts operation. So what is value underscore counts function? So the value underscore count function is used to get a series containing counts of unique values. The result object will be in descending order so that the first element is the most frequently occurring element. And this function excludes all the NA values by default. So the syntax is also very similar. You want to pass on to one column's names by df in square brackets your column name dot value underscore counts. So which will return the count of the unique occurrences in the specified column. So one thing too important to note is that value underscore counts only works on pandas series and not on pandas data frame. As a result, we only include one bracket, that is df square bracket your column, and not two brackets, which is df so we do not do this, but actually we do df square bracket and just column name. That's it. That's what we do. So in value underscore counts also there are various parameters available. One of them is normalize, which gives bool value and the default value is false. So if true, then the object returned will contain the relative frequencies of the unique values. And another parameter is sort. It again gives bool value and default is true. So it sorts by the frequencies. And another one is ascending, which again gives bool, default is false, and sort in ascending order. And there is bins, which rather than the count values, it will group them into half open bins, a convenience for pd.cut, and which only works for numeric data. And last is drop NA. So which says like don't include counts of NaN, like NaN value if you are having in some of the columns, you can exclude it by passing this into this particular argument. So we can take an example of the same data set that which we were working from the last video. So what we will do is df square bracket, we want to check the occurrences of the weights. Are the weight different? So weight dot value underscore counts function, and we press enter. So since every value in the weight column in our data set is unique, that's why you can see one. And if suppose one of the value was repeated, like suppose ABD Villiers' weight is also 75, so the 75 will marked here as 2, and it will be in the descending order. Like the top value will be having the more number of occurrences, followed by the bottommost, which will be having the least number of occurrences. So this is all about value underscore counts. Now let's move on to the next topic. So now we are going to work on some sort of important operation on our pandas, is basically dealing with the time series data. We're going to learn various operations inside this time series and how to handle the time series data. So although time series is also available in scikit-learn, but pandas has some sort of compiled more features. In this model of pandas, we can include the date and time for every record and can fetch the records of data frame. We can find out the data within a certain range of date and time by using pandas module named time series. So let's discuss some major objectives to introduce the pandas time series analysis. So we will be creating the series of date, work with data timestamps, convert string data to timestamp, slicing of data using timestamp, sampling your time series for different time period aggregates / summary statistics, and working with missing data. Now let's do some practical analysis on some data to demonstrate the use of pandas time series data. So again, first of all, you have to import pandas as PD. Now we're going to write from, I've already imported pandas, so from datetime import datetime. This is the model which we're going to work for. Another, we need to import numpy array also. NP Now we'll write range underscore date, pt.date start equals to 1/1/1000. Suppose I write 19, comma, end equals to, I write 1/08/2019, comma, frec equals to minimum. And in the next line, I print range underscore date. Press enter. Oh, I forgot to write date underscore range. I only wrote dates. So when you print it, it gives you all these details. Now let me explain you the code. So here in this code, we have created the timestamp on the basis of minutes for date ranges from 1/1/2019 to 8/1/2019. So we can vary the frequency by hours to minutes or seconds. This function will help you to track the record of the data stored per minute. As we can see in the output, the length of the date timestamp in 10081. And one thing to note is like the date, pandas use the data type as datetime 64ns. What I do is I'll take this piece of code, copy it, paste it in the new line at df equals to any dot data frame. I pass this as the value, comma, columns equal to square brackets, I pass date, and in the new line df column data equals to np dot random dot rand int. I will take any value from 0 to 100 in the range, comma, size equals to, again I take length of date, the new line I print df dot head. I'll pass 10 values because I want to check the top 10 rows. So basically what we just did is like we have first created a time series, then converted this data into data frame and used the random function, this random.randint, to generate the random data and map over the data frame. Then to check the result, we use print function. So in order to do time series manipulation, we need to have a datetime index so that the data frame is indexed on the timestamp. And here we are adding one more new column in pandas data frame. Now let's do one more manipulation. Now what I will do is take a variable string underscore data equals to square bracket str x for x in range underscore date that we were working. I will print string underscore data from second to 11th row, 10th row. Let's just split. As you can see, this code just used elements of data range and converted to string, and due to lot of data, we slice the data and print first 10 values list, string data. By using the for loop in the list, we got all the values that are in the series range date, and we are using date range. We always have to specify the start and end date. One more thing which I forgot to tell you about is like you can even check the type of your object form. Like you can print square bracket type range underscore date and just pass on any particular value, list of values that we've created. So you will come to know that it is times, the data type is basically timestamps. So among all these values which you got, each particular value is of data type timestamps. So yeah, this was about the date time. Now let's move on to our next topic, which is how to change the Pandas datetime format in Python. So the datetime default format is YYYYMMDD, which is year first, then month and date. So hence December 8, 2020 in the date format will be presented as 2020-12-08. So the datetime format can be changed, and by changing we mean changing the sequence and style of the format. So we can use various functions in Pandas. One of them is like strftime, so which can change the date format in Python. And the syntax is just like you type strf time, and in the arguments you can type, like for year you have to specify %y, for month you have to specify %m, and for day you have to specify %d. As you can see, these all are in small, they are not in capitals. So let's take an example how to change it. So let's take a piece of code. Let's write a piece of code. SR equals to pd dot series series pd dot date underscore range, and again in bracket we'll take 2019, which is the default one, 12/31. We're going to pass PERI ODS periods equals to 3, comma fric equals to M, comma PC equals to Asia slash Calcutta. That's it. And the new line, we take IND equals to day 1, comma day 2, comma day 3. So which is like we are creating an index over here, and in the above line we have just created a date series. Now what we are going to do is set the index. To set the index we have to do sar dot index to specify IND, and the change format that we are going to apply equals to date underscore sr dot dt dot str f time brackets, the format which we want to specify. So I want to take %d followed by, I want month, %m, then I want the % with the capital Y. On the new line, print change underscore formats. Shift Okay, it says date.ser. Okay, where date.ser? Okay, it is not ser, it is sr. Now, as you can see, we have changed the format from the default to the format which I wanted. So this is how we change formats. So there are a lot more datetime manipulation functions which you can apply. So currently we'll only see about these much.